Hello everybody, welcome to the Art of Handbalancing. I'm Natalie and this is my handstand channel. Today's video is about doing handstands on handstand canes. I got a lot of questions from you guys about how I practice on my handstand canes, which I do as part of my handstand practice because I'm also a professional acrobat and I do performances with these handstand canes because they are higher and make me more visible, and it's also a little bit easier for me. At the same time, it looks a lot harder. So here are some of the moves I do on handstand canes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what is specific about the handstand canes that I use. So here we go, this is my handstand table. I've taken the legs off. Usually it has legs that make it about 1 meter higher, and I've taken the legs off here because it's a little bit easier to show. So these canes are pretty much standard width and height if you practice as a professional hand balancer. They are around about 33-35 centimeters apart, and in my case here they are slightly slanted, and I really like to do handstands on my handstand canes. So my handstand canes here, the blocks are slightly slanted, means that they have an angle, and the reason why it's like that is because I used to do sports acro, and these tables come from sports acrobatics when you practice doing handstands on a partner, but before you do that you practice it on a table like that. So it's supposed to imitate someone's hand, which has a slight angle, so that's why my canes have this are sloping slightly, and so I got used to it. And once you get used to something in your handstand practice, it becomes quite hard to change it. But I have to say that throughout the 25 years of my practice, I also never had any wrist problems, which I think is largely due to the fact that this is a little bit easier on your wrists. So I usually do half of my handstand practice on the floor, and then once I get tired or my wrists get a bit tired, I continue practicing on the canes. And the way to go up onto the canes is generally by jumping up. So when I started practicing on these, I used to just put my handstand table here in front of my bed with the mattress behind it, so that every time I fell, I could just easily fall onto my bed, which is the way I started practicing. Because it is actually quite a way to come down from a handstand if you have to bail out of the handstand and fall backwards. But the most common way to do handstands on these canes is to jump up into a straddle or a tuck position like this, or into a tuck like that. You can also lift. You can also lift from a straddle. In general, everything that's controlled. Ooh. Everything that is controlled in a handstand will make it easier. Okay. Fabulous. Yeah, so this is what happens when you practice handstands in your living room. Handstand canes. Never practice below the lights. The way I like to go up onto these handstand canes is by just putting my foot here onto the back of my hand on one of the canes. And this is a bit tricky in the beginning. You do need quite a bit of flexibility for it, but it's my preferred way of going up into a handstand because it's easiest for me, and because it takes this impact out that you get when you jump up onto the canes. So this is how I go up. Avoiding the lights this time. And then I usually lower down. So yeah, Handstand canes or handstand blocks are a great way to complement your practice. It's a lot of fun. You do have to get used to them in the beginning, and it takes a while to get over your fear, because basically your shoulders always have to be a lot further front. So whether you jump or whether you lift, you kind of always have to start out like this, and it does require a bit more strength. But they are a very fun way to step up your handstand game and practice even more and for longer hours. So I hope you like my introduction to handstand, cane, light bulb, accident adventures. Have a great day.